In the heart of Pretoria, South Africa, atop a prominent hill, stands a formidable granite edifice, the Voortrekker Monument. This imposing structure, visible from miles around, was erected to honor the Voortrekkers, the pioneers who embarked on the Great Trek between 1835 and 1854, seeking autonomy and new horizons. However, beyond its architectural grandeur and historical significance, the monument is enveloped in whispers of the supernatural. Tales of restless spirits and an enduring curse have shadowed its legacy. To comprehend these legends, we must delve into the annals of history, exploring the events that led to its creation and the controversies that continue to surround it. In the early 19th century, discontent brewed among the Dutch-speaking settlers, known as Boers, in the British-controlled Cape Colony. Frustrated by British policies and in search of self-determination, these pioneers embarked on a series of migrations into the interior of southern Africa, a movement that would come to be known as the Great Trek. Between 1835 and 1854, thousands of Voortrekkers, as they were called, loaded their possessions into ox-drawn wagons and ventured into uncharted territories. Their journey was fraught with peril. Treacherous terrains, diseases, and unpredictable weather tested their resolve. Yet perhaps the most formidable challenges arose from encounters with indigenous communities who had long inhabited these lands. These interactions ranged from tentative trade to violent confrontations, setting the stage for a complex and often tragic tapestry of events. Among the myriad conflicts during the Great Trek, the Battle of Blood River stands as a pivotal moment etched into the collective memory of the Voortrekkers. In 1838, tensions escalated between the Voortrekkers and the Zulu kingdom, a dominant force under the leadership of King Dingaan. Seeking fertile lands, the Voortrekkers entered into negotiations with the Zulu, but were met with suspicion and hostility. The culmination of these strained relations led to a confrontation on the banks of the Encom River. Anticipating an attack, the Voortrekkers arranged their wagons into a fortified circle, a tactical formation known as a laager. On December 16th, a Zulu force, estimated at over 10,000 warriors, launched a dawn assault against the encamped Voortrekkers, who numbered around 470. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Voortrekkers, armed with muskets and cannons, repelled the Zulu attacks, resulting in significant Zulu casualties. This encounter, later termed the Battle of Blood River due to the river's waters reportedly running red with blood, was perceived by the Voortrekkers as a sign of divine providence. They vowed to commemorate the day, which became known as the Day of the Vow, symbolizing their belief in divine favor and their perceived destiny in the land. Decades after the Great Trek, as the Afrikaner identity solidified and sought expression, the idea of commemorating the Voortrekkers' arduous journey gained momentum. The early 20th century saw a resurgence of Afrikaner nationalism, and with it, the desire to create a lasting tribute to their ancestors' pioneering spirit. In 1931, the Centrale Volksmonumenten Committee, Central People's Monument Committee, was established to oversee the project. Architect Gerard Merdijk was commissioned to design a monument that would not only honor the Voortrekkers, but also stand as a symbol of Afrikaner unity and pride. Merdijk envisioned a structure that would serve as a shrine of the nation, drawing inspiration from monumental architecture around the world. The chosen site, Monument Hill, just south of Pretoria, was selected for its prominence, ensuring the monument would be a focal point in the landscape, visible from afar and symbolizing the enduring legacy of the Voortrekkers. The construction of the Voortrekker Monument was a monumental undertaking that spanned over a decade. The cornerstone was laid on December 16, 1938, marking the centenary of the Battle of Blood River. This event was attended by a massive gathering, reflecting the deep-seated significance of the monument to the Afrikaner people. The design of the monument is rich with symbolism. Its square base measures 40 meters by 40 meters, and it reaches a height of 40 meters, embodying a sense of solidity and permanence. The exterior is adorned with statues and reliefs depicting key figures and events from the Great Trek, while the interior houses the Hall of Heroes, a vast space featuring a marble frieze that narrates the Voortrekkers' journey, their trials, and their interactions with indigenous peoples. Surrounding the monument is a replica of a laager made up of 64 granite ox wagons, symbolizing the protective formations used during the trek. The construction process itself was a unifying endeavor, with communities across the country contributing funds, materials, and labor, further cementing the monument's role as a focal point of Afrikaner heritage. On December 16, 1949, exactly 111 years after the Battle of Blood River, the Voortrekker Monument was officially inaugurated. The event drew tens of thousands of Afrikaners from across the nation, converging to pay homage to their forebears. The inauguration ceremony was a grand affair, featuring cultural performances, religious services, and speeches by prominent leaders who emphasized the monument's significance as a beacon of Afrikaner identity and perseverance. The monument quickly became a pilgrimage site, symbolizing not only the pioneering spirit of the Voortrekkers, but also the burgeoning sense of nationalism among Afrikaners in the mid-20th century. The Voortrekker Monument is replete with symbolism, meticulously crafted to convey deeper meanings. The Hall of Heroes houses 27 marble friezes that chronicle the Voortrekkers' journey, battles, and daily life, serving as a visual narrative of their trials and triumphs. At the heart of the monument lies the cenotaph, an empty tomb inscribed with Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika, We for Thee, South Africa, symbolizing the ultimate sacrifice for the nation. Architectural scholars have noted the monument's geometric precision and alignments, drawing parallels to ancient structures imbued with esoteric significance. Some interpretations suggest that the monument's design incorporates elements of sacred geometry, positioning it as a modern-day temple that embodies the spiritual aspirations of the Afrikaner people. As apartheid became institutionalized in South Africa, the Voortrekker Monument assumed a more pronounced role as a symbol of Afrikaner nationalism. It served as a backdrop for political rallies and state ceremonies, reinforcing the narrative of a divinely ordained Afrikaner destiny. The monument's imagery and the legacy it represented were co-opted to justify policies of racial segregation and white supremacy. This period cemented the monument's association with the ruling National Party and its apartheid ideology, casting a long shadow over its legacy in the eyes of many South Africans. The end of apartheid in the early 1990s ushered in a new era of introspection and reinterpretation for symbols like the Voortrekker Monument. No longer an emblem of state power, it faced an identity crisis in a democratic South Africa, striving for inclusivity. Efforts were made to recontextualize the monument's narrative, transforming it into a site of education and reflection. Exhibits began to acknowledge the complex and often painful interactions between the Voortrekkers and indigenous populations, fostering dialogue about the multifaceted nature of South Africa's history. The monument's role evolved from a unidimensional symbol of Afrikaner pride to a more nuanced space that encourages critical engagement with the past. Amidst its storied history, the Voortrekker Monument has also been the subject of haunting legends and tales of a lingering curse. Visitors and staff have reported inexplicable phenomena: sudden drops in temperature, unsettling whispers in the dead of night, and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Some attribute these occurrences to the restless spirits of those who perished during the Great Trek or in the conflicts that ensued. Others believe that the monument's potent symbolism and the turbulent history it represents have imbued it with an aura that transcends the physical realm, acting as a conduit for energies beyond our understanding. One of the monument's most captivating features is the annual illumination of the cenotaph. Each year on December 16th, coinciding with the Day of the Vow, a beam of sunlight penetrates the monument's dome, casting a spotlight on the cenotaph below. This architectural marvel was designed to symbolize divine blessing and the enlightenment of the Afrikaner nation. For many, witnessing this event is a profound experience, evoking a deep connection to heritage and spirituality. However, some interpretations suggest that the light serves as a reminder of promises made and broken, and of histories overshadowed, prompting reflection on the complexities of the past. Throughout its existence, the Voortrekker Monument has been a focal point for cultural expression. It has hosted a spectrum of events, from Afrikaner festivals celebrating pioneer heritage to post-apartheid initiatives aiming to foster unity and understanding among South Africa's diverse communities. These gatherings reflect the nation's evolving identity and the ongoing dialogue between honoring one's heritage and embracing a collective national narrative. The monument stands as a testament to the dynamic interplay